Hello and welcome to my channel. If you've ever lost a soul, if you have people who you've grieved for, often in these times we find waves of unconsolable anger, sadness, and bafflement at exactly what happened. This channel is where we look at some of the excerpts from books, from text that I will be reading out on a regular basis. It's a way that I am going to be grieving for my recent loss, but if in this process, if it helps any of you, I will be super grateful. I'm Sohini. I'm joining from North Bay, California. And if this channel helps you in any way, even to forget your grief for 5 minutes, then I will think that this community is well served. Please join me and share and subscribe as you feel necessary. I wanted to start by my story so that you get context as to why I'm here today. I am a professor of artificial intelligence and electrical engineering. Typically, I'm a very mathematical person. Logic, design, probability theory, that's what I've taught, lived, and I now make products for a consulting company. However, personal life has always been a hard thing to balance. I'm a mother of a 4-year-old, and the reason why my fate brought me here is because I love reading, and during my graduate life, I actually did a lot of soul searching. I read the Bible, I read the New Testament, I read the Bhagavad Gita, I read the Quran, and I started looking at a lot of spiritual books just to find peace, just to find meaning in what I'm doing. And my very recent loss has brought me to the same place where I feel the need to get some therapy, to get some words of wisdom that will give me faith that I should wake up again tomorrow, because right now I just don't want to. So that's what brings me here today to this forum. A little bit about me to set some backstory. I have a 4-year-old son, very happy, healthy. We decided to have another child, but we were having issues after COVID hit. We were not given a diagnosis, because of which we started the process of IVF at the beginning of 2023. I finished my stims in the month of February. We got 5 embryos at the end of the process. We sent them for testing, and we got 2 healthy, genetically normal embryos. The one that had a higher quality, we decided to start with that. I went through a natural embryo transfer in which it's minimal medication, no shots. I started that somewhere in May. My transfer happened on 31st of May. I was so happy on my birthday, which was in June, because we were pregnant. The HCGs were very high. We got 417 for my first beta and 936 for my second beta, which was considered to be high. 6 week, 3 days, we went in for my ultrasound. Everything was viable. We even saw a heartbeat at a 108. Doctor said we were way okay. Week 8 is July 7th, when I went in for my 8-week scan. That day, we were supposed to graduate the fertility clinic and start visiting our OB. I had our OB picked out, and I was so confident I didn't even ask my husband to accompany me. I remember sitting in that OB's room, and that's when she told me there was no heartbeat. My baby had left us. I didn't know what to say. I was numb. I was processing all the information as it was coming to me. She said I should come for a repeat scan in 2 days, which I did. They found that the baby had tried to split. So he was trying to become twins. There were 2 heads, but they had 1 belly. He would probably not have survived. And my sweet little angel departed without giving Mom any reason. to having to choose that life for him. That's the loss that I'm dealing with right now. The world does not make sense. I have my DNC in 2 days. And nothing that I see here at some times of the day makes sense. I am still working. While I'm working, I'm definitely there. But while I'm not working, I get super angry. I get super tired. I get super frustrated. And that's when I start reading. The first book that I wanted to share today is going to be the book that I'm going to be, talking about in the next few videos. It's called The Laws of the Spirit World. It's by Khorshed Bavnagri, and I'm going to link it here. This book is by a woman who lost her 2 sons who were just about to begin their life. They were about 20. They were very good sons. They had, their car had broken down at the end of the road and a truck hit them. This mother was so distraught at the loss of her 2 sons, 2 only children, she started automatic writing. She would pray, meditate, and whatever came to her, she would write. And that's the book from which I will be reading out. One interesting fact that I saw in this book was that it says every soul chooses its mother. It's not the father that they are attracted to. Every soul chooses the mother they want to be born from, which means life begins at conception. So this is when I started reading more. At what point does a soul connect itself to a body? Reading more, I saw the Quran mentions this. It talks about that the time at which a soul connects itself to a body is 4 months or 120 days from conception. In a way, I felt relieved that my baby left us in 2 months. That means there was no soul. That soul needed a better home. It was not meant for us. Maybe some other mother needed him more than me. So that's why he said, bye, Mom. I don't want you to have a reason to choose between anything. I relinquish that from you. So I think just that thought right there, that a soul comes into a life form at 4 months, and it has a choice to stick to that body for 1 year after birth. All of this is from this book itself. So what happens is sometimes if they are still in 2 minds, or this earth plane is too difficult, I cannot by any ways stay here, they can choose to leave. And that's the reason why you have early deaths. Little babies, they depart for no reason. And it has nothing to do with the mother or with the father. It's just that they changed their mind. And that's completely fine, right? My baby chose to go to someone else who needed him more. And I'm thankful that that choice came at an early phase. But I cannot fathom how hard it must be for mothers who are later in their period go through the same thing. I will be reading more from this book in the next videos, so stay tuned.